and so smoothly, going from general music type things, i.e. singing songs musically in a beautiful head tone, and then taking up an instrument and singing through the instrument metaphorically. It's been amazing to see how musical beginning instrumental kids can be. If they're consciously bringing what they understand about singing and how that should sound beautiful through an instrument. And he flawlessly goes back and forth between the instruments that they're learning, the first instruments for band, and the singing, back and forth. He is now in the stage, yay, of developing a methodology that will combine the singing in general music with the first encounters with band instruments and lessons. Brilliant! Why haven't we thought of that before? He's practicing it in his school. You can go and see it. Tickets are very inexpensive. And you will be amazed when you watch children, young children, not think this is hard at all. And you will hear stuff coming out of the ends of horns of young children, beginners, that sounds beautiful, actually. And it does not cause us to put our fingers in our ears for the first month.
Hallelujah.
And this guy's got the answer.
My favorite sayings, I don't know if you've heard it, is we overestimate what we can accomplish in 1 year, but we underestimate what we can accomplish in 5. And if you think about the 5 years that the students have from K to 4 before they begin an band instrument in grade 5 or 4 in some districts, it's not about 1 year. Those 4 years are huge. In fact, I've seen some 4th grade recorder lessons that sound better than our first year band players. Why? Why can the recorder be so musical but our first year band lesson isn't? So the foundation is being musical. My kids are going to learn, these kids here are going to learn, I forgot you were there, sorry, are going to learn 32 songs this year, plus a few extra songs. Because they're songs that they sang in 3rd and 4th grade. They played them on the bells after they learned to sing them. Then they played them on the recorder. Now when they come to play them on the instrument, they already know them. They already know how to read them. Traditional band methods focus, it's almost like it assumes we know nothing. The students, lesson 1, this is a whole note. Play a whole note. And play it again. Rest for 4, play for 4. That's what they do, and our kids can do so. Our kids are, at the end of 4th grade, the kids are young musicians. They can do amazing things in the general music class. So what we want to do is build on that so that they get to do that in the first year of band. By the way, the repertoire songs are important. They're our heritage. Our folk songs, our jazz songs, our even rock songs and country songs. Kids learning 32 songs in the first year is a foundation for learning more songs that follow. Sometimes in middle school, kids learn 3 songs for the concert and then 3 songs for the next concert. I would submit to you that kids should be learning an additional 10 to 20 songs in the middle school each year, unison. In addition to playing the instrument, because that trombone player may get nothing out of a whole year of band. If you teach them songs, it'll keep them energized and playing and learning a repertoire of songs. It'll help them from becoming young student musicians to having a lifelong interest in songs and playing songs. Steve Massey, I went to visit him once. I'm looking at Paul. And I went into his rehearsal, and how many of you know Steve Massey? You should. It's too bad because he was a legend, like Sandy's a legend. Steve Massey, I walked into his rehearsal and he said, "Hey, play Take the A Train." Play Take the A Train in unison. he didn't pull out his chart to impress me or that he was working on for the festival. They all play Take A Train in unison, and I think the point is they're learning a repertoire of jazz standards. We should all be learning a repertoire of songs for student engagement and student motivation. This is what I do during my lessons. If it's a new song, I'll sing the song using solfege syllables while students are fingering. Students cannot do nothing. They have to do something. If they do nothing, they're learning nothing. Listening to me doesn't help. Well, it helps a little. Students sing and finger the same song using solfege syllables. So now they sing it for me. Students sing and finger using the note names for their instruments. Because solfege they don't use in 6th grade. They can use it in 5th grade, but in 6th grade, by the way, they should still be using solfege in 6th grade. In addition to, they should still be singing in 6th grade and 7th grade band. Students play the song. By the time the students play the song, they've already sung and fingered many times. If they can't sing and finger, they will not be able to play the song. Optional. The teacher speaks the rhythm syllables, and then the students speak the rhythm syllables. How many people in the room use the Gordon method of counting? How many people use the Kadai method of counting? How many people use Takadizi method of counting? Use whatever method you want. Sing it with me on solfege syllables. Do, do, re, re, mi, sol. Do, do, re, re, mi, mi, re, re, do, do, re, mi, sol. Do, do, re, re, do. Sing it on letter names for the trumpet. 1, 2, ready, and sing now. C, C, D, D, E, G. C, C, D, 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 E, E, D, D, D. C, C, D, D, E, G. C, C, D, 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 C. Sing it like a 5th grade kid would sing it. 1, 2, ready, and sing. And some of you teach 5th grade students. Yes, you're going to hear these kids who sing it almost as well as you did. They sing beautifully, and then they play beautifully. If they sing it this way, do, do, re, re, mi, so, that's how they're going to play it. I'll take that for the first try, and then I'll say, can you match the way I'm singing? C, C, D, D, E, G. And then they'll sing it back. And the way they play it, sing it, is the way they're going to play it. The way they sing it is the way they're going to play it. This book is full of rounds, because they should play rounds, not just songs. They should play harmony parts. So, and it's again, we want them to listen and blend and play musically, because the fundamental objective is to have a musical experience in the first year. Now this is where Sandy said to me, Michael, they need to continue creating and improvising in the first year band, just like they do in the elementary general music class. In one of the units, I had them write their own song. Doesn't take long, but as Sandy said to me, when they write their own song and the others sing it, they take ownership. It's their song. Lesson 6 is the blues scale in this book. So play B flat, D flat, E flat, E natural, F isn't hard. Today 5 kids are going to play jazz solos. And we're going to play a little piece called the BIS, that Born Intermediate School, the BIS Blues, which I wrote. One kid's going to sing it, and then they're going to play jazz, so they're going to play it, they're going to play jazz solos. So why how many of your kids improvise in the first year of playing an instrument? Thank you. Would you like to share what you do for improvisation?
Like finishing sentences, like starting a song they know and saying finish a sentence, like maybe take like Twinkle Twinkle, like how do you end this or something. They kind of create their own way to kind of end the song. But I love the idea of the blues scale. That's awesome.
I love that. I hope my video caught that, so I've got the idea. Check. Finishing a sentence. So here is the thing. We don't always make time in the first year of band to continue creating and improvising. Whether it's finishing a sentence to Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or playing the blues scale, they need to do that every year. And if we say we don't have time because I'm learning my 3 songs for the concert, then do less songs for the concert. Do one unison song for the concert and sit at the piano and play so they get the harmony. But that whole piece of creating and improvising.
I created my own. I call it Songs 1. And it's basically what you're saying, only you have a lot more material. So I'm dying to see what you're doing. Because same thing, because I do solfege, and what I'm trying to wrap my brain around is how do I get them to know the note names too, as well? Because I go back and forth, but it's hard because how much you see them, they don't get that practice. And it's not a culture of practice where I'm teaching. I'll tell you that.
And you heard what I was playing on the piano? I'm not a piano player, but I can play boom chick, boom chick, boom chick, and so I can write boom chick really well. The issue of the hearing is if you just say, everyone sing, you're going to get all different times. It also, the piano helps them hear tonality. It helps them hear time. They're hearing so much with a simple piano accompaniment, and they can play and sing together. Notation they can learn as they go, and it can be developed. Traditional method books treat notation as the be-all and end-all. The problem is the kids lose their enthusiasm because they can't keep up with what they can already do. Musically, they're young musicians, and they can do so much more. But we have to make sure they can read these rhythms. But why do they need to read them the first lesson or the second lesson? They can learn to read them as they go. Here's the fill in the empty measures. Then play the song. Write your own song. Give it a name, then play it. All right.
So, I'm a horn player, and this is my internal struggle.
Oh, thank you.
This is my internal struggle. Is that we use the traditions, the standards, the whatever, and I personally never have them play the full band because I have a homogeneous class. I can do that. I have 6 horn players. I can teach just my 6 horn players, and we do all of these things where we just do ear. We do ear. We do ear. We do ear. We do we sing, we play, we sing, we play, we sing, we play. But that's a luxury because I have 6 horn players in a class. So I understand that. How successful are your beginning horns with this?
Okay, I have not written the beginning horn book.
Okay.
You're going to tell me how to write it right now.
Well,
I think horn should start with C, D, E, G, and then move to F, G, A, C. No, yes,
Right.
That's where they should start.
right. But they wouldn't be necessarily able to. It's just one of
They wouldn't be able to what?
If you started horns
C, D, E, G.
they wouldn't be able to start in concert.
You know, it's true, but do you think if they had a month just to play C, D, E, G by October, it would be easier to say now the new do, re, mi, so is F, G, A, C? Because I have no problem with that with a flute. I make the switch and they hate me for a week, and then they just do it.
This is year 13 and trying of doing it with 7th graders, 7th grade beginning horn players, and they still hate it because when you then go to play that, the B flat and the C, it just pushes their range past their other skin. So it is. No one has conquered this. If you conquer this, I will market this everywhere.
All right, did you catch that? I'm going to talk to you about my thoughts on percussion and bells. All right? This is my Some people like them to do bells and snare drum. I like them to do bells or snare drum. I understand what, now when they get to middle school, in our middle school they do bells and snare drum. But the first year I want good technique on one or the other. I want the bell player to rebound when they play. I want them to play beautifully. I want them to get the same tone quality that we would expect from a trumpet player. The method book for drummers are so simple, I don't like them. They play quarter notes. Right in lesson 1, the drum book, and I invite a few people to take a look at it. Right in lesson 1, they're playing 2-beat rolls, 17-stroke rolls, like use both terms, and they play, and that they better play it that way because I've reviewed it with them. I'll start lessons, Paul will start lessons 8 and 8 on the right hand, 8 rebound, 8 bounces. Then right, then left, then right, left. And at the first lesson, they can play a 17-stroke roll. So I put it right in the first lesson. They play 17-stroke rolls right away. They play flams at the first lesson. And so I put it right in unit 1. The drummers are playing. The drummers with me learn 12 rudiments in the first year. And when we play in compound meter, they play flam accent number 1. They play flam taps. Because they can. Thank you very much.